Maisie, have you been doing something different with your hair? Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm looking at Arya Stark from the Game of Thrones Legacy Collection by Funko. I wasn't expecting much, but really, she's kind of cool. Standard packaging, box, picture on the back, Game of Thrones, cardboard, plastic, trash. But yeah, this second series is really impressing me with the paint and the sculpting was there in the first series. Really, it's the paint and how sturdy they are compared to the first one. Not that I ever had a problem, but I heard lots of problems on the forums and such. Not so much here. Now, some of the joints are really stuck. Again, like Drogo, the lower knee joints were tight whenever I got them, or when I got her out of the package. But they broke loose, so sculpting on the back, just all the, thread work and clothing underneath. The pants are kind of plain, yeah, but, they're supposed to be. Seam line down the sides. Just a nice looking figure, for a kid. Of a kid. You know what I mean. Articulation, as she has a ball head. I'm not quite sure what happened to the hinge in the necks, but she can look down pretty good. Up, not so much. I think the hair is getting in the way. Hinge and swivel shoulder. Swivels out, or hinges out. Swivels around. Hinge and swivel elbow. Still kind of tight. And it's hindered a little bit. She gets better than Drogo at almost 90, even with this hanging down cloth part of her shirt. The left arm, I don't know if there's a way to, I wish there was a way to turn it around because she has less, well, wait a second. Did I get one with two right bicep pieces? Maybe that's why I'm having a problem. I didn't like it because the elbow, you go to bend it and it runs right into this solid piece right here. So she can't get a lot of up. But it's because, yeah, she has her left bicep is actually her right, turned around backwards and put on. So that kind of sucks. So I'll have to find another Arya. What are you going to do? Factory. Hinge and swivel wrist. Swivel. Kind of loose, but not really. Both of the wrists are the same. Now the torso joint is really surprising. You get quite a bit of range of movement, especially that way. The belt kind of gets in the way here, but it pops over the belt. She can hunch it pretty good. She can arc back pretty good. So, yeah, there's a lot of movement there. Hips are hinge and swivel. Well, it's really a ball. So, forward, back, out. Swivel at the thigh, double knee. Good range of motion. She can come all the way around. And it's kind of cool too. You can see the articulation point through her tear. You can see this hinge. There's a hole in her pants right there at the knee. You can see it moving under there. I don't know why it's cool. It just, I thought odd. Her feet. Good point down. Pretty good point up. And then rocker ankle. Her pants are short, so it doesn't really, get in the way of the ankle. Oh, that sucks about the bicep. But I'll hunt another one down. Now, paint-wise, like I said, it's really good. It's weathered, this and that. Her eyebrows are really prominent and large. It looks like her until you get some shadow on there, and it's almost like the sculpt. Like too much shadow, too much light above causes some kind of forehead thing going on there. And really, if you're looking at the eyes, they're almost painted above the lid. But looking at it, if they were painted within the actual sculpted eyes, they seem like they'd be small. So, kind of a trade-off. It looks like her. But, let's see. And the back of the package is kind of a bad, because it's her original boy haircut. It's not long in the back and such. But I've been hearing a lot of people taking the hair off and moving it forward just to try to... And I kind of like this strand of hair right here to be hanging down in front of her face. Just to kind of hide it a little bit. She's always seemed to have the hair in her face. I may try to move the hair here in a minute. Now, she does come with needle. Pretty good sculpt. It's a solid plastic. It's not rubbery. Pretty nice. Now, her hands are tiny. And when I first opened her, this hand's hole was really small. And this one was a bit larger. So I pried her hand open, which is kind of tough, because you have to slide it over this larger flared out part right here. You have to slide it in is the best way. So you have to pry her hand open, get it in there. Got it in there, was so happy, and then I realized Arya is left-handed, so it goes in the left hand, which, again, prying it open is a little nerve-wracking, but it can be done. And once it's in, it stays in. Her hand slowly, reshapes. But being a little loose, you can get some sword out poses. Not bad. I wish there was a loop right here to put her sword in. It looks like... Is her belt a separate piece? It kind of looks like it, but I'm not going to... Well, no, it may be just this bottom part of her shirt. And with... The elbows, yeah, a little hindered. Otherwise, great movement for, sword top poses. Not bad. I'm getting some skin tone paint from somewhere. Not quite sure. Probably the wrist. And of course, I'm going to have her on the shelf with the Hound. And here she is with him. Good size. The Hound's a big figure in the first place. She's a small figure. Imagine that. But yeah, they look good together. Hound still needs a paint job. I'm good with everything except for his face. And maybe his hair. Someday I'd like to find a hair piece that, kind of poofs out. It looks like he doesn't have helmet hair. Now, the hair should just... Oh, God. The hair should just peel right off. Should I dunk it in water? Probably, but... I don't have time for that. Yeah, it just peels right off. Oh, there's a big peg in there. That makes things easier. Yeah, see? It's just a ball neck. And I've never seen a studded ball like that. It looks kind of funky. To hell with this, here comes the blade. My God. Head pops right on. She doesn't really look up anymore because she doesn't have a cutout in the back of her head. Let's see. No, you can't turn it to get that in front. It almost feels like it's going right back in the same spot. Let's fill it with glue and see what happens. I want to make sure to get on the sides, that way it's not funky. And we're just going to reposition it back on just slightly forward. And down. So yeah, a pretty good figure of Arya. Recommended. I recommend, now that I've, noticed. Now that I've noticed her left arm, I'd say be careful of that. If you can find her in store, Barnes & Noble is the place to go right now for Game of Thrones Series 2. Make sure to look for that. I haven't heard anybody saying anything like that, but it's on mine. Other than that, I dig her. But man, that's disappointing. So if you like the video, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the Fwoosh. Lots of people name their swords. Yeah, lots of